Hey guys, so I know a lot of you wanted to see a video about kind of life after the trail. So I've been meaning to get around to this, but today I finally just said I'm going to do it to give you guys this video. I'm also working on a gear review video that should be up today. That'd be for like different backpackers. You guys can see how all my gear did, what I kept, what I didn't keep, what worked for me, and all that jazz. So this will just be about kind of how life after the trail has been for me and just readjusting to society. We were on the local news, which is really cool. Josh Richardson wrote a couple articles about me in the paper, so he kind of helped facilitate that, and that was really cool. It's really cool anytime we get to talk about the trail. I love that. I like just educating people. I like encouraging people to go out and hike and just to answer questions. Just so people know more about the trail, even if you don't want to hike it, to just, I don't know, have that knowledge base. So we're also doing a program at Ryan's grandma's library in Waynesville, I'm sorry. We'll be doing that in November, so I'm excited for that too. Got our jobs back. I wasn't really in a hurry to go back to work full time, so I stayed support on the unit I was at. I work at the hospital. I'm an RN, so got back to I'm on advanced care neuroscience. Went back there for a little bit. I've been working like maybe 3 weeks now, and I actually got a new job down in the emergency trauma department. That's the ER. So I'll be switching down there coming soon. Ryan got his old job back, which is great. We feel very blessed that we were able to both get right back in. It's kind of a drag working. We really don't want to have to go to work that much, but we do it because, we haven't had a paycheck in 7 months. And referring to that, we planned this trip about 2 years before we actually went out and did it. So we saved up all the money we needed to pay for things and to be comfortable the few months coming back. It is a lot because we were getting married on top of that. So you definitely have to do a lot of financial planning, I felt like. My total for the trail for what I spent was only $2,700, so just under $3,000. Hope I said that right. Just under $3,000, which is actually pretty good. Most people budget between $3,000 and $5,000. What really helped was family coming and helping. My parents sent us a little bit of money. Ryan's did. They paid for a hotel a few times along the trail, and that was really great. It also really helped having 3 people because we could split things, and then when we went down to 2 people, we started staying in hostels a lot more instead of the hotel rooms, but that really helps too. And anytime on the trail you can get like a group of hikers together, they're all for like sharing to cut costs on things. Also, people's donations, the people along the trail who helped us out, who gave us food, shelter in exchange for other things, or left us treats or goodies along the way, that really helps. It really makes a difference. So thank you for all the people who are out there helping out the AT hikers. We really appreciate it. I'm in my apartment. I'm on my webcam, so the quality is going to be a little bit different. We got our apartment. When we first came back, we stayed with Ryan's parents for about 3 weeks, and they kind of put us up for a little bit, and then we got this apartment and we're living here now. So got my dogs back. I will post a video of our reuniting. I'll post this at the end of it probably. So if you don't care about what I say, just skip to the end so you can watch my dogs and me reunite. It's actually kind of funny, but they're getting well adjusted now. So feelings, thoughts about the trail. It's so crazy because we spent so long planning for it, and then there were some days out there that just felt like they went on forever, and I just thought it just felt so long being out there. And now reflecting back, I'm like, oh, I'm already done with that. Like, and it's crazy because we used to always say, well, for the trail this, for the trail that, and now it's like, well, the trail's done with. So what now? We haven't hiked much. The trail will destroy your body. My knees and my ankle joints suck. They hurt all the time. They're finally, after, it's been like 40 some days since we summited, kind of getting back to being a little bit normal. I get stiff if I sit very long. I was playing soccer the other day and it killed my ankles. So legs feel really strong, but joints just not as great. I didn't share, I don't know if I shared this with you guys on the trail. I was having a lot of problems with my hips. I was having a lot of hip pain. Haven't had any of that since I've been back. I've been sleeping through the night, which is great because I didn't sleep on the trail. I slept, but not very long, and then you wake up every like 45 minutes to an hour to turn over, or you have to get up and pee, or you have to put some more clothes on because you're cold. I think that's a big thing about being on the trails. When you're outside, your body is constantly still having to regulate your temperature. So it's like you're sleeping, but you're there's other things your body are doing and going on. So it's kind of hard to get that restful, deep sleep on top of just everything else. You think you'd be so tired you'd fall right asleep, but some days it was kind of hard to sleep. But as far as comfort level, my sleeping pad was fantastic. I'll talk about that in my gear review. I got to the point where I really did enjoy sleeping on it. So, sorry, I have a list. That's what I keep looking at so I can make sure I tell you guys everything. The thing about the trail that's, been kind of surreal is that I miss the people. I miss my friends. I miss my family. There was one time we were in Dragon's Tooth where we camped up there, and I was going through my Facebook, and I started crying because I missed home. I was so homesick, and that was all the way back in Virginia. And then I got back and I realized nothing really changed. Not as many things changed as you think. And it's kind of like while you went out and did this great thing, people's lives went on, and kind of putting myself back into them, you didn't miss that much. So I'm really glad that we did go out and do this adventure. And because I kind of realized I still have a home here and nothing's really changed. I'm sorry, my dog's shaking my bed. And it's been kind of funny. It's almost like people tell me when you give birth to a child and then you just totally forget about all the pains, or you get a new tattoo and then like a couple days you're like, oh, I want another one because it wasn't that bad. That's kind of how I feel about my hike. I'm like, oh, now that I'm home, it wasn't that bad. But I watched my videos and I just think of how I had some really bad days. I know I always seemed really positive and outgoing, but that's just for a few minutes on camera. Because there were some really crappy days. So we'll start with the worst parts about the trail. Pennsylvania, the worst state. I hated hiking in Pennsylvania. Half of Pennsylvania, actually, let's just clarify. Just the end half, if you're no-bowing, it's super rocky. It's really boring. You're just going ridge over ridge over ridge, and it sucks. Your pace slows down. It was awful. It was also the hottest part of the trail. It was humid every day. We were miserable. So, and that, I'm saying this was worse than, because, all month of April, it rained. It rained a lot. So, that really sucked as well. But probably not as bad as, I just didn't like Pennsylvania. Sorry. I'm sorry if you live in Pennsylvania. I just didn't enjoy it. So, speaking of that, I want to speak of 2 days in particular that I hated. I am not a big crier. So, if I say I cried, it's a big deal. First day that I remember crying was when we were still in I think Tennessee, North Carolina area. My feet, you guys know how bad my feet were. We came up to a road, and I remember just telling the guys, wait, I need to stop for a few minutes, and taking my shoes off and just sitting on the side of the road crying because I was like, it wasn't necessarily a matter of I don't think I can complete this. It was, how am I going to complete this? How am I going to be able to carry on? What do I need to do to get myself through this? So I never wanted to quit at that point. I just wanted to finish the trail. So that was a really bad day. It's a very distinct in my memory. The second really horrible day was when we were over Franconia Ridge, Notch, whatever you want to call it. And it was just crappy weather. We thought it was really cool because it was all cloudy and windy and everything. And then next thing you know, we just got crapped on with rain and winds super bad. It was so cloudy, it was so rocky. It was awful, so bad. And it just kept getting worse as the day went on. It was crappy when we started, and then it was not so good, but we needed lunch, so we sat down and had lunch, and the weather just kept getting worse and worse and worse. And then we kept going, and when we were maybe a mile and a half to being back down in tree line, it was so bad. That's when it got super, super more windy. The rain was coming down. All the rocks got slick. I couldn't, stay on the path. I didn't know where it went. I'm worried I'm going to slip and fall and bust, hurt myself. And we got down into tree line, and I just looked around and I was like, he wanted me to jump down off a rock, and I was like, I just can't do it. I just had a total meltdown. I'm soaking wet. I had to pee. It was awful. And I remember like just telling him I can't do it, and he just gave me a hug, and I cried. And then I kept hiking, so I made it, and it wasn't that bad. Looking in retrospect, in the moment, it was awful. A third day, which I wasn't going to mention, but I'll mention, is the day we crossed into Maine. I sat down at a log, looking at the sign, and thinking, I'm finally in Maine. Finally, the last state. And knowing you still have like 200 miles of Maine sucks. But I was so excited to be there, but I was so upset because that's right before we had to get off the trail for a few days because we felt horrible. And I just remember thinking, I feel so horrible. My legs hurt. My body ached. I had lost a lot of weight. I had pretty much cut every ounce of fat. My boobs started shrinking. I did not have a lot left in me after the whites. And finally getting to Maine and just sitting down looking at that sign, it was an emotional day. And then you guys know, a couple days later, we got off the trail. We did skip 100 miles. I am okay with people not calling me a thru hiker, saying I didn't complete it. I do not regret skipping those miles. I do not regret taking a few days off the trail. Would I like to go back and complete it so I can technically call myself a thru hiker? I would. But you know what? I did a crap ton of miles, more than a lot of people. I'm still really proud of my adventure. So I'm not a thru hiker. It's okay. Whatever. It still was an incredible experience. And this is the thing is, Ryan and I put a lot of thought into deciding to get off the trail. We thought about it for like 2 days before. Then the day it happened, we went into town, we sat down at a table for a few hours, and we just talked. We talked about what were our goals on the trail? Why did we want to do this? What was going on with us that, we needed a few days? Why were we feeling so broken down and defeated? We went through a lot, and we just decided, let's take a few days. We went to my brother's. I turned the cameras off. I posted on Facebook a little, but we just really relaxed and tried to heal our bodies up. And then we sat down and talked. We looked at the map. We looked at our timeline of, the time we had to finish in. And we just decided, let's cut our miles back and let's enjoy the rest of the trip. And that's what we did. I do not regret it. I'm very glad we did it. And, that's part of being on the trail is you have to adapt in the moment. I didn't in a million years actually think I could do it, and I did. And I'm really proud of myself. I'm really proud of Ryan. And you know what? It was okay to adjust, because part of life is just adjusting to what hits you and still really focusing down and talking with my spouse that way, and just having a really down-to-earth conversation about our needs and our goals in life. So that is why we did it. We did skip. I don't regret it. It was a decision we put a lot into. So what else was I going to say? Now I got off on that rant. I apologize. Being back from the trail, you realize that you have a lot of stuff. I had to move all my stuff out of storage, and I'm like, why do I have so much stuff? I just lived in a backpack for months. I don't need all this crap. But then I'm just getting used to it now, and I can't throw things away. I'm like, I don't need this, but I don't want to throw it away because I'm not a wasteful person. But I realize I have a lot of stuff, and I apologize for that. I'm working on it. You really do realize the important things in life. You realize how convenient it is to have clean water when you're having to stop at springs and creeks and go 13 miles without any water. And, you really appreciate being able to go to a faucet and turn that water on, or when someone offers you a bottle of water like it's nothing. It's a blessing. People should feel so privileged for the things that they have, because I would give anything to just have an extra meal out on the trail. But when you have to carry it and bear that weight, you have to look at what's important to you. And you need necessities on the trail. It's needs, not wants. And when you can look at your life and say, well, these are the things I need and these are the things I want, you really start to focus on those needs and meeting those, and kind of realize that the wants aren't as important. And other people don't even have what they need in life. So to have all your needs and all your wants when someone doesn't even have their needs in life it's saddening. So a big part of my life before even being on the trail was just to help other people meet their needs. And then on top of that, to bring them happiness by, provide their wants. So just remember that when you're sitting there saying, oh, I need this. No, you probably want it. And there's other people in the world that don't even have their needs met. So being able to hike the trail alone is a privilege of mine. People are like, oh, you're so, you went out and did this, whatever. The fact that people can go out there and do it alone just shows how privileged we are. I feel extremely blessed to have that experience. I don't feel like it's something everyone gets, and I just want people to know how awesome it was, but how privileged I feel that I was able to do that, to take that time off work, and to have the support of my family, to have support from my viewers, from people I don't even know, the people along the trail who helped us out. It's incredible. It's incredible that we were able to do that, and that we were at a point in our lives that we could have this great adventure together. I loved spending so many days with Ryan. Let me tell you, people do not get to spend that much time with their spouse in real life. I worked 2 jobs. I was in school full time before going on the trail, and I did not see Ryan a lot. I slept during the days. I was constantly filling my life with things that I just had to do, and to be able to spend 158 days straight with the person I love, it's a little revealing. You'll learn a few things about him, but it was amazing, and it really did help our relationship. It helped us work through our problems a lot easier, because when you're on the trail, you don't really have a choice. You're out in the woods. You figure things out when you start having problems. Some days he would have to hike ahead because I'd be mad at him, or I just wouldn't talk to him. But you're out in the woods and you have a lot of time to think. So we definitely were able to work through our issues a lot better. It's helped us being back now. So I loved getting to spend that quality time with my husband. It was incredible. So I think that's about it. Let me know if you guys have any specific questions, any hiker related questions. I try to cater to the different audiences that watch me. But if there's something specific you guys want to know about life after the trail, let me know. Oh, I didn't mention I lost a toenail. I thought it was going to fall off on the trail, and it didn't. And then a few days ago, I was cutting my toenails, and it just started to peel off, and I lost pretty much the whole toenail. But it had been black and blue for the last 2 months of the trail, so I was surprised it didn't fall off sooner. My feet are totally healed. They're dirty at the moment. I take a pumice stone and I scrub them constantly because they are just peeling with skin from just all the buildup that occurred on the trail. But other than that, we're doing good. Mike's good, in case you were wondering. He's healed up. He's back in college. He is working again. Doesn't really like to hike much, but I can't blame him. So we are actually going to Gatlinburg at the end of the month, and we are going to head up to Neal's Gap, maybe see if we can find some Sobos, do anything. We're going to hike out to Charlie's Bunyan and back, so I'm really excited for that, and to get back to the AT so soon, but just a little glimpse of it. So like I said, let me know if you guys have any questions. I'm sorry this video dragged on. I'm going to attach my dog's clip. Maybe at the end I might put it in a separate one. I'll let you know, but like always, thank you guys for watching, and thank you for all the support you have given Ryan and I along the way, and it really does make a difference. So have a great day.